Just because you've given up doesn't mean that God has given up. God doesn't abort dreams. The delays, the detours, the disappointments didn't stop God's plan. What He started in your life, He's going to finish. And the Scripture says, what God has purposed, who can annul it? It may seem like what you're believing for could never come to pass. It's too late. The odds are against you. God is saying, your time is coming. He has not forgotten about you. He has seen the lonely nights. He's seen the unfair situations, the times you're doing the right thing and not getting the credit. The illness isn't improving. The child isn't doing better. Voices whisper, it will never change. Don't believe those lies. Healing is coming. Promotion is coming. Freedom is coming. God has already put it on the schedule. The date has already been ordained.
Guy specializes in happy hour, but he doesn't have a card. And now readily and quickly blames the government, blames his company, and blames policy, and blames the pay scale. When if he only knew, if he joined the 3%. Here's my advice to you today. Walk away from the 97%. Don't talk like they talk. Don't act like they act. Don't go where they go. Don't specialize in what they specialize in. Throw away the blame lists they cling to. Start you a new life. You say, well, is it as simple as getting a library card and join the 3%? And the answer is, of course. Of course. That's how easy this stuff is. This is so easy. It's so simple. It's not complex. You don't need a 2,000-year-old guru. You don't need multi-track affirmations. I'm telling you, don't. Affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion. Don't let somebody sweep you into some contrary way to nature itself says, unless you labor. The miracle of the seed and the soil and the seasons and God and all the other stuff that's available, sunshine and rain, that's not available to you by affirmation. It is only available to you by labor. Let's teach our kids the simple ways to transform their health, number 1. Their economics, number 2. Their ability to communicate, number 3. Their life and treasure and lifestyle, number 4. Spirituality, number 5. And the list goes on and on. Let's not leave out any of the least of disciplines that encourage us to do the next one, to do the next one, to do the next one. First thing you know, this whole scenario for you is spinning up instead of out of control on the negative side. This is all you got to do. It's as simple as this. It's as simple as a start, committing yourself to life change. And once you start down this road, I promise you, you'll join the 10% and the 3%. In our leadership weekend we teach. Find out what poor people read and don't read it. I'm telling you, don't talk like they talk. Lend a helping hand, but don't fall into their poor philosophical scenario. Don't blame what they blame. Don't use the excuses they use. It's called the language of the poor. Switch gears, switch language, switch ideas, switch strategy. Start with the simplest of disciplines. And don't bemean any of these disciplines. The smallest of disciplines starts the process of life change. And if you'll invest in this thing called discipline, you can have whatever you wish. It's called the beginning of a miracle. Now here's the last clue on discipline. Do the best you can. I've got a good question for you. Is the best you can do all you can do? And the answer is no. Strangely enough. 2, doing the push-ups. Go from 5 to 50. It's a miracle. Number 1, do what you can. Number 2, do the best you can. Here's number 3. Rest very little. Don't rest too long. Why? The weeds take the garden. Kids have got that figured out. Can't rest too long. Here's the clue. Make rest a necessity, not an objective. The objective of life is not to rest. The objective of life is to act. Think of more disciplines. Think of more ways and means in which to use your own wisdom and your own philosophy and use your own attitude, your own faith, your own courage, your own commitment, your own desires, your own excitement. Join the 5%, join the 10%, join the 3%. Guess when I went and got this little book, Richest Man in Babylon? The same day I heard about it. I went and got it. Somebody says, well, Mr. Rohn, does that make you different than most other people? And the answer is yes. Somebody says, well, why is that? We don't know. We don't know. What do you know? You don't know. I don't know. None of us knows. Some do and some don't. The numbers don't change. Only the faces change. From those who get in on a seminar like this, listen to a dynamic sermon, read a book, listen to some cassettes, take seriously the next conversation of a friend who wants to level with you, and do something about it. You can walk away from the 97%, not live there anymore. Because if you don't, the next 6 years of your life will be like the last 6. Mr. Shove said to me, Mr. Rohn, 6 years now you've been working. I'm telling you, the next 6 years of your life is going to be like the last 6, unless you take advantage and start making these personal changes. I made the changes, totally revolutionized my life. So take a look at the next 5 years of your life. It's going to be like the last 5, unless you change. And if you will change, everything will change. Join the 5%.
Whatever position you find yourself in today, we put ourselves there by a series of thoughts and actions. Thoughts turn into things. That's very important to know. So let's look at both sides of it. For people who think negative thoughts, it turns into negative things. And the direct opposite is true for those who think positive thoughts. It turns into positive things. That's the deal. It's as simple as that, folks. Thoughts become things. So the one glaring question for all of us always is, on a daily basis, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Because this is a fact of life. This is biblical. This is spiritual. This is written. This is philosophical. This is the law of the universe. This is just the way it is. Now, and here the cold part, folks. It don't matter if you believe me or not. It does not matter if you have never been explained this or not. And it does not matter if you think it works in your life or not. It don't matter. Listen to me. It is the way it is. It's just whatever. It's the law of the universe. You call whatever you want to call. However you got to dress this thing up, because this is all it is. So when I say that you are where we are today because we thought ourselves here, oh, you best to believe that's true. You thought yourself here. No one else. See, let me explain something. I got people around me who so badly want to take credit for it, but I don't allow it because I keep pointing to the heavens. By grace and mercy, by blessings from God, my life is because God has seen it to be so. Oh, but I got plenty of people around me who want credit for it and want you to not give credit to God and give it to them. I got that. But it's okay. It's so clear to me what my father was saying to me, man. I get it as I get older and older. People come into your life for seasons, and I guess that's the same thing. You know, they season up, they gone. Well, you know, hear the way they try to hold you, though. Oh, you gonna forget where you come.
Tưởng một duyên số nhưng nếu em cho số đảm bảo mình nên duyên đấy. Từ khi gặp em Google hết tác dụng bởi em là tất cả những gì anh cần tìm, giống một kho báu để ngăn người khác đụng tới. Đối đầu thế giới anh cũng sẵn sàng cân tím, ghét phải lặng im coi em như cô bạn. Nỗi nhớ đong đầy bao giờ mới khô cạn, khoảnh khắc bên nhau thời gian như ngừng trôi vì em sở hữu sự hấp dẫn vô hạn. Yêu đơn phương cảm giác khó đọc tên, mọi thứ mù mịt giống như đứng trước bão. Mãi hy vọng chờ đợi ngóng trông đến ngày nụ hôn đó sẽ một lần được trao. Hương thơm ngọt ngào vương trên mái tóc em gây nghiện cực mạnh, anh ngày đêm ước áo. Quỳnh là loài hoa đẹp nhất trong bóng đêm, cuộc đời này u tối đang cần em bước vào. Đưa cho anh cái bản đồ vì anh sắp lạc bên trong đôi mắt kia. Hãy đưa cho anh cuốn từ điển vì cảm xúc này.
Come from? Oh, you ain't gonna keep it real no more? I don't wanna go back where I come from. I don't want to keep it that real no more. It was real enough for me living in a car. I had enough of that real. Now I don't keep it real. I want to go keep it dreamy. I want to go keep it fantasizing. I want to keep it out of this world. I want to see what that's like. So no, I ain't going to forget where I come from, but you ain't going to hold me to that though. Thoughts become things. Where are the things that you want written down? What do you think about the most? How grateful are you for what all God has done for you? Where you at with that? If all you thinking about is your debt, if all you thinking about is what you ain't got, if all you thinking about is every time I turn around I'm sick, if all you thinking about is the things in life that you're lacking, and if thoughts become things, how much debt you think you gonna stay in? How much lacking you think you finna fill your life with? How much more stuff you finna not have? Cause you keep thinking about it all the time. When you gonna be grateful? When you gonna say thank you? When it's gonna come out your mouth, man, that not be where I want to be, but I sure am grateful for what you've given me so far, for the things I have today, because I don't have to have these things. You know what that does? That then opens up room for more stuff to come your way to be grateful for.
I don't have that natural beauty or that natural talent or this gift for creativity or intellect or humor. But what I got is I will outwork you.
You might be smarter. You might have more talent than me. Your daddy might own a company, but you will not outwork me. But if we get on the treadmill together, you're getting off first or I'm going to die. I will not be outworked.
But you cannot erase the work ethic part. Ain't no elevator to the top. You got to take the stands.
Look at somebody and say, it'll work if you work it. It will only work if you work it.
The elevator don't go to the top, man. Not in the world of success.
The bigger your dream is, the harder the grind.
What is your dream? And how much work will you put into it in order to get what you're trying to get from God? How much?
And I dare you to exhaust yourself. I dare you to leave every single thing on the field, walk off exhausted.
When it's
Khi say anh thường hay nhắc về em, mong khỏa lấp những u tối, khoảnh khắc về đêm nghe lại bài ca ngày xưa cũ. Ta hát về nhau nhớ những giấc mơ ta từng ước, to tát về sau. Và đó là khi mà anh dần lụy là không làm chủ chính mình, thấy không gian trở nên tồi tệ, mọi thứ bao phủ chính mình. Em đâu còn như điều anh mơ, anh cũng tự nhủ chính mình. Nhưng mà thôi em, nào ai giỏi mà đủ tính tình, chẳng thể vươn tới được cảnh cao dù anh có nhã ý trèo. Trong cơn say mọi thứ cuồng quay, anh trở thành gã chí phèo. Yêu chân thành là không thay lòng dù em có như thị nở. Ý anh là em như cô Tấm, nhìn em như thị nở. Đêm vắng nàng ngón tay xám vàng vì đốt cả bao thuốc lá. Căn phòng chung ký xưa nồng ấm, bây giờ sao bút giá. Một thói xấu mà anh đã quen khi em không ở bên lâu. Anh thường ngồi trong một góc tối nhậu suốt cả đêm thâu. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu, khiến anh mù quáng vẫn cố sáng mỗi khi đau. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu, điều gì choáng váng để xứng đáng ướt mi nhau. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu, khiến anh mù quáng vẫn cố dáng mỗi khi đau. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu, điều gì choáng váng để xứng đáng ướt mi nhau. Đêm thâu anh đâu muốn nỗi buồn cứ dậy thêm đâu. Tên nhau anh cố gắng không nhớ để mà quên đau. Đào sâu trong ngàn điều muốn nói nhưng chẳng nên câu. Bao lâu để tổn thương phai mở đi những vết dấu. Vì sao thiếu em đời tôi như bài văn thiếu ý. Vì sao chỉ biết yêu thôi chẳng hiểu gì dại khờ. Khi con tim cần người không phải người cần dại khờ. Dấn thân mãi để kiếm trời dưới đất. Vội vàng mang ưu tư vào nhạc cất. Vội vàng tôi muốn tắt nắng đi cho màu đừng nhạt mất. Tương tư chiều cuốn cuộc đời theo hướng mặt trời xa đi. Tương tư chiều mà kỷ niệm ôi còn gọi ta chi. Biển tình dù bao la nhưng mặn chát đắng. Và biển anh không xứng là biển xanh, nhưng anh muốn em là bờ cát trắng. Yêu là xuống cả địa ngục vì đã chót tin như là xuân diệu. Yêu là chết ở trong lòng một ít.
it's 45 on the treadmill, I do 46. When it's supposed to be 20 phone calls, I make 21. Whatever it is, I always do one more.
You will not outwork me because your height had nothing to do with my work ethic. Your two-parent background had nothing to do with my work ethic. Because I'm pissed off for greatness.
Y'all got to start getting gritty, man. I hate it when I see young people wasting their time, just sitting around. But if you can combine your technology with your parents' work ethic, you could be rich, man.
I started my church with 7 people cooking ribs and chicken to pay the rent. I preached 1.5 years in an empty room. We preached with our lights off. We preached with our water off. And they were making fun of me and said I would never be nothing.
You got to get gritty, man. You got to get messed up sometimes. You got to get your feelings hurt, but in order to get the life of convenience, you got to have a very uncomfortable life.
You know how hard I worked to get here? I put in too many hours. Sweat, blood, tears. I earn every dime I get. I worked hard to get here. Didn't nobody give me this.
You need guts. You can't be this without guts.
And I need you to understand that the bigger your dream is, the earlier you're going to have to get up. The more effort you're going to have to put in. I do things to separate myself from everybody else. The passion that I have, the grind that I have.
And what that does is it makes me eventually think I'm doing things other people aren't willing to do, so I should get things other people aren't going to get.
When you have an opportunity, why would you give 80%, 70%? Why wouldn't you always give 120%? What do you do when you're not the only one that wants to make $1 million in your company? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them.
Whatever it is you are trying to build, if you won't sweat for it, if you won't bury your pride and put in the work for it until you will stay up at night and go to school while other people are watching the game, you don't have the right to get it. You have not got the right.
This top spot, that's mine. Because not one of you can outwill me. You can't outwant me. You can't outwork me. You can't outdesire me. Every time you practice, you don't care what the circumstances, every single time you give it 120%.
At the end of the day, talent will not win the game. It is work ethic that will win the game.